before you start dropshipping in 2026, you need to hear this. After 8 years in the game, scaling multiple 7-figure stores, I'm telling you right now, the strategy everyone used from 2018 to 2025 does not work anymore. And if you're still following that old playbook, where you grab a trending product, throw together some random ads, and push it to an audience that you never even researched, you're going to learn real quick why that approach leads you nowhere but wasted money and wasted time. Let me ask you this. How many times have you picked a product just because you thought it had potential? Maybe it looked cool. Maybe you saw another store selling something similar. Maybe you just had a gut feeling that it would take off. And look, that is normal. Every beginner starts there. But here's the reality that most people learn the hard way. Your personal taste has nothing to do with whether a product is going to sell. It's not a bad thing to be interested in what you're selling. In fact, it helps you understand the customer better. But your opinion can only take you so far. Because at the end of the day, the market doesn't react to what you like. The market reacts to demand. In every successful business, I'm talking Apple, Nike, Tesla, all of them spot their demand the same exact way, with data. Apple spent over $500 million on the Shot on iPhone campaign. You think they guessed that would work? No. They had years of data showing one thing over and over. Anytime that they introduced a new camera feature, even a tiny improvement, engagement went crazy. Those announcements always outperformed every other update. So when they poured $500 million into a campaign, showing real photos and videos, they weren't guessing. They were amplifying the one upgrade. The data proved people cared about the most. I mean, look at Amazon. They don't decide what to put in buy it again, frequently bought together, or Amazon's choice just by guessing. Those placements generate billions because Amazon already knows which products are going to spike at what times, which price triggers impulse buys, and exactly how fast demand rises before a trend breaks. They're not guessing the market. They're reacting to data the second it appears. That's why new products explode overnight, as Amazon sees the demand before the seller even realizes what happened. And dropshipping works the same way. The stores doing 6 and 7 figures, they're not sitting in their room thinking, should I sell dog toys or phone cases? They're looking at the analytics showing exactly what moved 10,000 units yesterday. So if there's one thing that you take away from this entire video, let it be this. Content is king, but data is queen. I mean, this is literally what I live and breathe by. And it's exactly why I built the 4-step data method. The strategy that replaces the old pick a product and pray method with something that you can trust that will actually convert. And step 1 is a step that prevents you from ever launching a store blind again, your demand. Listen, all demand really means is a consumer's desire to buy goods and services without any hesitation and pay the price for it. That's it. So the real question here becomes, how do I put myself in a position where I'm seeing demand clearly enough to trust what I'm selling will actually convert? And honestly, it's a lot simpler than people make it. Most beginners hear demand and immediately overthink it. They start comparing 5 different YouTube videos, scrolling TikTok for an hour, checking Google Trends, looking at other people's stores, and end up walking away even more confused than when they started. Look, trying to track that across multiple apps, different creators, different dashboards, it gets messy fast, which is why I like to keep everything in one place. So let me just walk you through the platform that I use, because once you do see this layout, you're gonna understand why it makes this part so much easier. It's called AutoDS, and if you wanna follow along with me, there's a link in the description where you can start for just $1 for your first month. And then once you're inside, you're going to land right here on this dashboard. On the left, you got your marketplace, and this is where all your product research happens. Any niche that you want to explore, any idea that you want to validate, this is where you search for it. And then right underneath that, you're going to see a handful of tools that I use every single day for finding winning products. The first one is the handpicked product section. This is going to show you products that are already performing well across the platform. Almost like, hey, here's what is moving right now. And then right below that, you got the ad spy tool. This is where you can scroll through actual ads that people are running and scaling today. Then you got the trending tab. This is basically your heat map, as it is showing you what is starting to spike right now, so you're not chasing last month's trend. And finally, the newest product research tool, and honestly the one that I'm the most excited about, is the TikTok Analytics tab. And the reason I'm so excited is because this wasn't something that AutoDS just built on their own. From day one, they brought myself and my team here at Supreme Ecom behind the scenes because they wanted this tool to reflect real dropshipping experience. So we sat down with their development team. We showed them exactly how we analyze trends, how we track winning angles, how we validate demand on TikTok Shop. And they built a tool around that workflow where every filter, every metric, every data point in here, it exists because they gave us the opportunity to say, this is what beginners struggle with. And on top of that, we're the first ones who are rolling it out, which means that you're seeing data in a way that most people in the market don't even have access to yet. And if you take advantage of it now, you're basically operating months ahead of anyone who is still doing this the old way. So let me go ahead and show you how it works, and more importantly, how to use it the same way that we do when we're researching products ourselves. All right, so up here at the top is where you can filter this however you want. You've got all your categories: toys, home and garden, sports, clothing, and then you got your time filters, the last 7, 30, or 60 days, meaning that you can get the demand behind each of these products as recent as just 7 days ago or even 2 months back. For now, I'm just gonna keep it at 7 and scroll down where you're seeing selling products. And what I like about this is that everything is already sorted for you. The product, the shop that's selling it, the sales trend, the category, units sold, all the numbers that you need to make data-driven decisions without guessing. For example, as I'm scrolling through, I see this product, the Glow Reviver lipstick. And just from this trend line alone, you can see that it's already moving upward. But before I ever test a product, I want to know if that upward movement is consistent, not just a one-day spike. So to do that, all you have to do is go directly to the product and click it, which will bring you to this page right here. And now you're looking at the deeper metrics for this specific product, the reviews, ratings, sales rankings, shoppable videos, and the total performance. Everything that you need to see whether the product has real momentum or not. But the main thing I care about right here is the sales trend graph. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch it back to the last 30 days. And yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I mean, you can see the pattern clearly. It rises, dips a little bit, and then rises again, where each spike is higher than the last. Then it plateaus for a moment, and then boom, another big spike. So that is what a healthy trend looks like. It breathes while the overall direction is upward. And when you see that kind of pattern forming, it usually means that the demand is still growing. This is exactly the kind of product that I dig deeper into. Which brings us to step 2, the moment that you stop looking at the product and you start looking at the customers behind it. Here's the thing, your audience is already telling you exactly what they want. You just haven't learned how to read it yet. Every viral TikTok, every comment, every share, it's all a pattern that shows you who is actually buying and why they're paying attention. And this matters probably more than anything else, because once you understand the audience, everything that you create, your ads, your hooks, your creatives, they actually speak to the right people. So let's look at where the audience is showing up. Back inside AutoDS, on the exact same product that we're just studying, if you scroll down, you're gonna see every TikTok that's gone viral for it, where you get the view count, the number of comments, the likes, the engagement score, the day that it was posted, all the data that tells you how strong the audience reaction really was. And now if you wanna dive deeper into any of these ads, all you really have to do is just click on it. And then AutoDS is gonna give you a full trend graph for that specific video, how it performed over time, how fast it picked up, when it started to cool off, all of it. And what really is crazy is you're getting analytics that most companies pay entire teams to track, which means those multi-billion-dollar brands that I mentioned earlier, yeah, you're operating with the same leverage now. Now, you can preview the TikTok inside AutoDS, but I usually hit See Original because it takes you straight to TikTok, and then from there, you can see exactly who's commenting, what demographic is driving the trend, what pain points show up over and over, and I mean, you're seeing all of this in real time, where you're able to see clearly what people loved, what they complained about, and what actually pushed them to buy. And once you know who you're talking to, you can finally start collecting the right angles for your ads. Cause look, all these TikToks we just pulled up, after a little digging, you start to notice who the product is actually speaking to. One video is clearly speaking to people who want confidence. Another is showing a transformation. Maybe one is calling out people who are sick of leaving lipstick stains on every cup that they touch. They're all selling the same product, but each one is talking to a different type of person. So instead of guessing your angles, you're collecting data straight from what is already working. And once you have that data, you're then going to take 3 of those angles. And then when you're setting up your campaigns in Meta, you will spread them across 3 ad sets with 5 variations each, which is ultimately going to give you a 15 ad structure that gives you real data fast, long before you waste money forcing a product that was never going to work. Trust me, I already know the question in your head. Okay, but what makes this any different from the last time I tested ads? It's that this time you're not throwing money at one idea and hoping that it survives. You're testing multiple angles, at the same time inside a structure that tells you what is working and why, and being able to do that fast. Let me go ahead and show you how to set it up. And don't worry, it is way simpler than you think. And real quick, if you don't have any type of product yet that you can pull ads for, that is going to be totally fine. Instead of guessing while you're still learning how to execute this method, I'm going to personally give you a head start. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the top 10 winning product list for this month in the description down below. And every product on this list has already been validated using this exact system. So you can focus on learning how to run the process the right way instead of getting stuck at square one. So let's go ahead and get this thing set up. So the first thing that we're going to do is create a CBO campaign. So we'll hit create right here. And then we're going to go ahead and name the CBO. Then we're going to go ahead and jump into the settings. Now for the budget, we're going to go ahead and set this at $50 per day. Again, we're going to be testing 3 ad sets, and inside each ad set, we're going to run 5 ads. So next, we'll name the ad set based off of the angle we're testing. The first one is going to be UGC. So we're going to go ahead and keep this as a single website. Make sure that we're using the correct data set. And for conversions, we're setting everything to start tomorrow at midnight. Location stays United States, and that's basically it for this part. Now let's go ahead and move into the ads. We'll go ahead and call this first ad V1. So first thing I want to do is make sure it's going to the correct page and then double check the product page. I always do this. I always preview it just to make sure that traffic is going exactly where it should. Next, we'll just go ahead and scroll down and upload our video. So just go to media, upload the video, and these are going to be our UGC videos. Once that's in, I head over to all ads and then grab the hand copy. Then I'll jump into chat and say something like, copy this, rework this, something in that type of tone. Once I get that final version back, I'm gonna go ahead and paste it back into the primary text. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and generate a headline, grab it, and then go ahead and drop it in. For now, I'm just gonna keep the call to action simple and use shop now. Hit next, and now we're basically already done. So now you can see the ad live. It's clean, simple, and aligned with the UGC format. So from here, I'm just gonna go ahead and duplicate the ad set. And I'll actually duplicate it 2 more times because again, we want 3 ad sets in total. So inside each ad set, I'll just duplicate the ad until I have 5 total. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and rename everything based on that angle. So the first one is gonna stay UGC, the second one is gonna become educational, and the third one is gonna be more sales focused, and so on. So from here, I'm just gonna go into each ad set and make sure all 5 ads match that angle. So I'll rename them to V2, V3, V4, V5. Swap out all the media that's inside each one of them, keep everything else the same, and upload the correct video for each one. And now I'm gonna do this for every single ad set. I can also adjust the primary text, headline, and even the call to action, mixing things like shop now, order now, or learn more. Now at this point, we got different angles, different creatives, and different call to actions, all inside a clean testing structure. But look, this next step, this is where most beginners mess up, because building the test is easy. Knowing what to actually look for is what makes or breaks the whole thing. Look, if you just copy this setup, but you don't actually know how to read what comes next, you're not running a system. You're pretty much just hoping for the best. This is where most people fall off, because the results come in. The numbers start moving and they either panic or they keep the wrong ads running, or they kill something that was actually about to work. And that's the difference between someone who gets lucky once and someone who can do this over and over again with any product. Which brings us to the final step, the one that closes the gap, because assessment is what turns everything that you just tested into clear decisions that you can repeat with the next product and the next one, and even the one after that. So let's go ahead and break down exactly what you should be looking for so you can make the right decision every single time. So the goal here is simple. What you're looking for is signals, not just one metric in isolation. So the first thing that you want to look for is ROAS. Ideally, for a product that you're selling between $30 and $120, you're going to be looking for at least a 2x return on your ROAS, because that is what's going to tell you that the ad can pay for itself and still leave room for you to scale. Next, you want to look at purchases, because this right here, this is your strongest indicator at which angle is resonating the most in the market. Then you want to go ahead and look at reach. How many people is this ad getting in front of, and how efficiently is it doing it? From there, you go ahead and check the CPMs. CPMs are going to help you understand how expensive it is to reach the audience overall. Now, higher CPMs aren't automatically bad. They just give context to everything else. Next, we have our cost per click, or our CPC. Now, ideally, you want the CPC to be under $1. But early on, a higher CPC is not an instant kill, especially if purchases are already coming in. Then you want to look at add to carts and checkout initiations. And these are huge because if people are coming to your website, adding the product to cart and starting checkout but not purchasing, that usually means that the issue is not the ad, it's the offer, the page, or the trust. This is also where having email and SMS setup matters, so you can capitalize on that intent. You also want to pay close attention to shares and cost per add to cart. The shares are going to tell you why an ad is working, not just that it is. And cost per add to cart shows you how efficiently the ad is driving real buying behavior. And finally, you want to be looking at the CTR, or better known as click-through rate. A higher CTR tells you the ad is actually resonating. People are stopping, they're watching, and they're engaging. So at this point, you're not going to be guessing. With the data, you can clearly see which angle is winning, which creative is pulling the hardest, and which ads deserve more budget, and which ones ultimately deserve to be cut. That's the whole point of the setup. Because once you understand how to assess your results like this, everything changes. That's how this stops being luck and starts being a system that you can run with any product that you want. So now that you understand how to validate demand, read the audience, structure your test, and scale what works, the real question becomes, how does this change the way that you build your dropshipping business from the ground up? Because once you start making decisions from data, the way that you build your store stops from creative guesswork and starts becoming a system. And if you want to see exactly how to build that system, step by step, where I walk you through everything from how your store should be structured, to how your products are set up, to how all of this actually works together, then click over to my next video of how to start Shopify dropshipping in 2026. It will show you how to take the method that you just learned and apply it the right way from day one, so you're not fixing mistakes later. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching and following along with me. I'm grateful for every single one of you, and I'll see you in that next video. This is AC with Supreme Ecom, and I'm out.